I need serenity. I got a lot on my mind that just seem to be pressing me mentally. I don't think anyone around me that's out here been matching my energy. I'm trying to move out the way of the things that I know isn't meant for me. I tell you simply, I've been looking for the spring showers, May flowers, happy hours, happy hours. I've been looking for the spring showers, May flowers, happy hours, happy hours. Yeah.
Are you sad that we're back on?
What did you do?
Why would you put that button?
I cannot stand you.
Welcome back, everyone. It's your host, Pam Rosario.
It's Rose.
And we have our special guest, Brandy.
Hi, Brandy.
I'm not going to say your whole government name. I'll just say Brandy.
It's okay, because it's everywhere. It's all over the internet.
Okay, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, guys. I'm Brandy Gomez-Duplessis.
And what do you do?
I don't always like to say celebrity makeup artist.
But that's what you are.
That's what I am.
What do you like to say? Tell me.
I just say makeup artist.
Yeah.
Or entertainment makeup artist.
There you go. If you want to be humble.
That. Yeah.
If you want to be more on the humble
side.
side.
Better.
Yeah.
I'm also a blogger,
Yes.
a beauty influencer, and a beauty editor.
There you go. All those cool
And a
things.
mommy and a wife.
Oh,
That's all important area as
And
well.
a mentor.
Yes,
That's
that's
everything.
I was gonna say. I
That's
think that
everything.
definitely the mentor. So yeah, I think that about sums it up. So how long have you been doing makeup for?
Well, 20 plus years.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
How did you? Because back
I
then it was
started out
different.
with
The game was
Estee Lauder.
completely different.
I started out with
Wow.
Estee Lauder in New York, and then I got picked up and started working in the music industry. And then from there, I moved to New Orleans and started working at the Mac counter
Okay.
and helped open up the
My
Mac.
fellow Mac.
Yeah. And
Oh,
So you're from New Orleans originally.
originally New York.
New York. Okay.
But New Orleans is home.
Yeah.
You know, my husband's, he's
from New Orleans.
From New Orleans.
Yeah.
My kids were born in New Orleans.
How long were you living there for?
Oh my God, over 20 years.
Yeah.
So that's home.
Yeah.
That's still
Yeah.
home to
Yeah.
me. And then after being at MAC, I just saw that there was, a need for a makeup artist. Because at that time, no one had a makeup store.
Right.
You know, MAC was like the big thing.
Yeah.
And so...
And that's like when Mac was kind of first
it was
coming.
still,
Yes.
because RuPaul, when
Yeah.
I was with MAC, RuPaul was the spokesperson.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the only spokesperson.
Yes, I remember.
And it was the original owners.
Yeah.
It wasn't sold to Estee Lauder.
Yeah.
So I was with them when they're in the beginning stage.
What?
Yeah, and it was good.
That must have been so
I was gonna say, 'cause
amazing.
is there a difference? Do you feel in the quality of the makeup line since from when you first were introduced to Mac to what Mac is today?
I think that it changed a little bit when
Yeah.
they sold it to Estee Lauder.
Yeah.
And Estee Lauder put their stamp on it.
Yeah.
And,
Made it theirs.
It
Yeah.
made it there. It is theirs.
I mean, it's still good, but
it's not
it's
the
probably
same.
not
In a good
close
way,
to
or-
what we-
Well, I just feel like when you have the original, founders running it,
Yeah.
they're
always so good.
it's gonna be the real deal.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
that's
You
like
know?
their baby. Like
That's their
Estee Lauder has
baby.
a bunch of other brands that
Correct.
they have.
It's
so
just another makeup line.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
like you said, another makeup line.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so for a while I was there and just noticed that there was a need for makeup in New Orleans, and I talked with my husband, who's like my supporter. He's my best friend. He's my
that's
manager.
very
like
important.
he's everything.
Yeah, that's like my husband too.
That's
You
my
know?
very
husband
important.
too.
Yeah, I was listening
Shout
to
out
you
to the
ladies
hubbies.
earlier, and you all were talking about your husband taking the pictures and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, that is so great to hear that there are some good men out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they're very supportive of their wives, and so I have a good one.
Yeah.
And, just speaking with him, I was like, I just see that there's a need for, me to go out and do it on my own. For me to make my own money and
That's
open
right.
up my own makeup studio.
Yeah.
And I did.
Good
you
for
know?
you.
Oh, she is. She is. she is talking about Tom right now. You have no idea.
I've been trying to push Rosie. The reason why she looks at me is because I've been pushing her to get into the more business aspect. She freelances, and I'm
Yes.
trying to get her to do whether
Well-
it's teaching classes or maybe open her own
The
little
industry
boutique.
that is it's perfect. Like,
Yes.
you really should do it. I feel like this is the only time that if you're gonna do it, this is when you should do it. I was just recently at the trade show, the Ipsy Generation
Yes.
Beauty,
Mm-hmm.
over the
Gem
weekend.
Beauty, yes.
And I was there, with CoverGirl. I was representing CoverGirl as their makeup artist, and just talking with them, I was like, look at how the industry has completely changed, how they embrace makeup and beauty.
It's so much more different.
Yeah, and they're embracing, social media now. Normally, I know when I go somewhere, I am always that vain girl that's picking up her phone and taking pictures of her food. But there, everybody was taking pictures.
Yeah, it's like our world.
It's our world now. So if you're gonna do it now.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling her that. Maybe she'll listen to you. Because she doesn't listen to me.
I am trying my hardest. I did take the first step. Pamela knows I did work for Mac for a few years, and then the commute and family kind of, the mix of those kind of pushed me away from it, because I said I can do it on my own, but I was too scared.
No, don't be afraid.
And then I went back into corporate America. And then
yeah,
I know I did.
I'm sorry.
But
That's where I am
it
now.
only lasted a year and a half, because I was like, this ain't for me. So like you said, I got a good husband. We talked it out, and he said, do it. Just do it.
Even if you do it part-time.
Yeah.
If you do it
so
part-time.
I do it. Now I do it full-time. Full-time.
And she's always booked every weekend. Every weekend.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you're booked on the weekend,
yes.
Every weekend.
that's a sign. That's letting you know that there's a need, and there's women out there who want your artistry. So definitely push harder.
Okay.
Take advantage of this opportunity.
Yes, definitely.
And promote yourself. And the best thing about it, from when I started, marketing is free now.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
With social
It is.
media the way it is now,
It is free, so
Yes.
take advantage of it. I always tell women. I love that.
That's Rosemary's
I
voice.
love it.
I love it.
Every single time he presses that button, I'm like, oh my God. The first thing reaction, I'm like,
it was cute. I like that. But take advantage of. This is something I always talk to anybody about. If you want to be an entrepreneur, there's some things that you have to do to get yourself the success that you want. Cut back on television time. Those people on television is getting a check because you're watching them.
Exactly.
So you paid them just now. You made sure they got a check.
well, I got that check because I ain't got no TV.
So good. So take TV time away. If you have a family, you have to figure out, okay, I'm going to spend this much time with the family. Get off my phone for a while. Once I get them in bed, then that's when it's your time. Get on the internet. Somewhere around the world, it's day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So get on the internet and start networking and talking with people who are up and who is in another country.
Right.
There's women that's up late that's working. I always find that I do my best work at night.
Yeah, me too.
I can do email.
I
to
clean
somebody,
at night.
and then people will respond back.
Yes, it's true.
And I'm like, oh, you're crazy too. You're up like me.
You're night owl too.
That's the only time that I can work is at night when my girls are asleep.
And that's the best time.
I've always been a night owl. I've never been a morning person. They say you get used to it. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you
I've
don't.
never
It's
been
neither.
okay with waking up early in the morning.
Like today I had an early client. She came in at 7. And
That's really early.
Yeah, and I had the boys were still asleep, and I had everything ready, my coffee, and I was still I'm like, get this energy up, come on, we ready. But obviously when she came in, I got into it.
Yeah, you turned on.
It was beautiful.
You turned on for the
turn
client,
on, right?
definitely.
Exactly. But after, I was like, oh my God, I gotta sit down for a second because I'm so tired.
I hate the mornings. I hate the mornings.
So you mentioned corporate America. Did you ever work in corporate America, or have you always been entrepreneurship?
I spent some time working with Arista Records and Bad Boy Records. And
God, girl, you just... I'm waiting for her to be like, I worked at a bank. I did banking for like 10 years.
Corporate,
But it was different.
Can you
Brandy
tell us
Gomez-Duplessis.
about that?
There were, I wasn't working with suits. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Diddy is an amazing boss, and as long as you're professional and you show up, then you're good.
Yeah.
You do your work, you're good.
Exactly.
You can.
And you were with Diddy from Bad Boys
from Bad Boy
in the beginning,
yes,
right?
with Maze and Faith Evans.
What? That's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
So I was really
But that's different corporate America. That doesn't count, Brandy.
She's like, I was with Bad Boy. I'm like, I work
at Social Security. You know?
I was at Rag Shop.
Corporate, I mean, well, Mac Counter and Estee Lauder.
Yes,
that
it's true.
That's
That is corporate.
That
So
was
you've
corporate.
always been in makeup. That's always been your
Makeup and music has
okay.
always been my thing.
When you did music, were you a makeup artist in the music, or did you do other jobs?
I was doing
titles?
marketing.
Okay.
So between that and then I got to get into the makeup world part of it, you know, getting behind the scenes. So,
Yeah.
but then I saw that I really loved the makeup.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
Once
what
you
I wanna
just
do.
like just see that, you get a taste of it, it just grabs you. For me, the
Yeah.
transformations just
It gives us
the
I don't
artistry.
know.
I don't know what it
seen
is.
my
I don't
artistry
know.
on TV,
Yes.
seeing it,
Oh
you
my
know,
goodness.
magazines.
I'm like,
That's how I feel
It's a good
too.
feel. You know, we can be watching television and commercials come on and my husband go, oh, there's a client. The next commercial, there's another client.
oh, that's
I did her
amazing.
makeup. Oh, dang, I slayed her. I slayed that girl. Ooh,
So
look
it
at my
is a
work.
good
And
feel.
here I
Oh,
am.
yeah, I'm
Here I
sure.
am showing my husband. I'm like, oh, look, today's client. He was like, oh, babe, she looks
Wait till you see them on
good.
TV.
Wait till
right?
you see them on television
One
and
day,
see them in the
babe.
magazine.
One day, babe. We're
or you
going
get a
there.
billboard.
Yes.
Or an ad. Yeah.
So
that's
how
a
did
good
that
feel.
break through? How did you get into like your dream, basically?
Yes.
Like,
What was that
What was the
breakthrough?
turning point?
When
The
was
breakthrough
that?
for you? Yes.
Well, it happened in New Orleans, definitely.
You were working at the Mac counter.
I left the Mac counter.
Okay.
And everybody thought I was crazy. It was like, you know, lose your benefits.
Me
and,
too.
You know, and I was like, you know what? My husband has it. And
I'll be fine.
I'll be okay.
Yeah.
And I was just determined. And I wasn't afraid.
Oh my
And
God,
I think
good for
that's
you.
what happens. So many times, you know, entrepreneurs were afraid
Yeah.
to take that chance, that leap.
That leap.
But I knew
We
that
talk about this leap all the time.
but you have to, you know. And I bust my butt. Like I worked hard. I didn't sleep, and I was up all night.
And you had children.
And my
You had
kids were
little ones?
younger at
Yeah.
that time. They were younger.
How
you
many
know?
kids do you have?
I have one each. You know, now they're older. I have a 25-year-old daughter and a 20-year-old son.
Damn, girl.
You know?
So they were little when you were
They
just breaking
babies
into this.
when I was breaking into this, and it was almost like, for me, I didn't have the internet, so it's so much easier for you all now.
It was so much harder back in the day.
Yeah, I had
Back in
the
day.
yellow pages.
It's true.
The yellow pages, the big fat.
That was my Bible, you know, and I was making stops all the time to the post office, mailing off letters. And I would actually sit there and write letters, handwrite letters to people and send them pictures of my work.
Wow.
And make phone calls. And I was like I said, on the yellow pages, going through it. And I was like, you know, calling and trying to set up appointments.
Wow.
And eventually, you know, people started noticing.
Yeah.
Let's give this girl a try.
And what was your first like job? Was that Bad Boy?
That first job, no, because I don't consider Bad Boy with makeup because I'm already in.
Okay.
So I think the biggest one for me, Nancy Kerrigan,
Okay.
Wow.
figure skater.
Wow. That's big.
That was big, and at that time it was a big deal.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I was like, wow.
How did you feel when you got that phone call?
I know.
Like what?
What was that
What was
feeling?
that? Oh my God.
I cried.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I
Yeah.
cried.
I would have been like, oh my phone calls and everything worked.
I don't know what I would do.
I
I'd just be
know.
like shocked.
Listening to your story is so inspiring because I get discouraged a lot, and you had more of a disadvantage because there was, like you said, there was no
social
internet at the
media.
time. There was no
Internet.
social media.
It's
You had
harder.
little ones. You're in the city, like, you know, you had all of the.
And then at that time I was in New Orleans, so it was a
New
smaller
Orleans, okay.
market.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
market is so much smaller. So
Yeah.
I had to
It's like
hustle
almost like
harder.
here.
Yeah, I had to hustle so much harder
Yeah.
than, you know, if I was in LA, if I was in New York. But I never gave up,
Mm-hmm.
and I really believed in myself, and my husband believed in me.
And that's all you need.
And I looked at those babies every day, and I was like, Mama's gonna make it. I'm gonna do
And you
this,
believed
and I
in
want to be
yourself.
their role model. I don't want somebody else to be their role model. I
Yeah.
want them to see that I work hard and I'm good at what I do, and I just want them to be proud of me.
Well, Brandy's good at that because I'm telling you.
I can't.
You know, because I feel like I'm the one. My husband and I, we should be kids. You know, we
Role
should be role
models,
models to our
absolutely.
kids.
Yeah.
Oprah, I love Oprah and I respect Oprah, but Oprah's not going to be my daughter's role model.
Exactly.
It's going to be mommy.
Yeah.
It's going to be me. And we went through Hurricane Katrina. We went through all that. We went through rebuilding ourselves, and I had to rebuild myself 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was hard, but I knew
Right.
the blueprint, so it was a little bit easier. But I just had to use that blueprint in another city,
Yeah.
another market, and I did. And I don't look back.
Oh yeah, of course.
That
never
is
look back.
amazing.
Good for you.
You know, and there was time when it was hard and you don't know when that check is going to come in.
Yeah.
You know, because when you freelance, you got to wait for that post office
Oh,
to
yeah.
get that check in your mailbox. And you
right.
waited like, get
That's
that
right.
check? I'll call the kids. Mommy, get a check yet?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not embarrassed to say that,
No.
you know, because it's true. You know, you don't have that check coming in every 2 weeks in direct
Right.
deposit.
Right.
So those are things that you have to think about.
Yeah.
Then you have to learn about seasons. So I had to learn when it was my wedding season,
Yep.
when it was going to be industry season,
And how to plan
and
ahead.
how to plan ahead, and know, you know, when I'm going to have money coming in.
Right.
You know, so like you have to learn these things. A lot of people want to just, you know, jump out and do it, but you have to really think about it and make sure you're ready and prepared. And if you are going to leap out and do it, at least have about 3 to 6 months of money put up.
That's what I've always heard. Make sure you have at least 3 months of your mortgage or your rent, whatever it is, at least 3 to 4 months, or maybe 3 to 6 months
Set up.
stashed out. Once you have that, you know you're ready.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
you're ready to leave
'Cause
corporate
anything
America.
can happen.
Yeah.
Anything.
Was your
Of
husband
course.
in corporate America?
My husband has always been in
Always
corporate.
been. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys were able to get the health insurance benefits and stuff
So
like that
that's why
through him.
I never had to worry about that,
Right.
you know, and I knew the kids was going to be okay if anything happened with the kids.
Yeah.
So that just gave me time to really work hard, and I would work all night. Like all night, I'm on the phone. I'm up writing letters. You know, like
Right.
you have to make phone calls. I would set up meetings and go and present what I'm going to do to. You know, I would talk to hotels. You know, the concierge, and set up meetings. And this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do for your clients. You know, hiring me to be your in-house makeup artist is going to set you different than the other hotels. And people's like, oh, yeah, real you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I had to hustle, and I
Yeah.
thought of so many creative ways to do it.
Yeah.
You know, that was where my marketing skills
I was just
came
gonna.
in.
You read my mind. I was like thinking in my head, like, do you think that your marketing?
It had to come into play
Do
because
you think
know,
that your marketing background is what helped you kind of make you a little more confident in yourself and be able to sell yourself in a way that now has got you where you
I
are
was
today?
just really passionate, and I
Yeah.
really felt it, and I wanted it. I knew that I wasn't, you know, someone supposed to be in corporate.
Yeah.
right?
Not that I like breaking rules, but you know,
You just knew that a 9 to 5 was just not
it
your
just
style.
wasn't for me.
It's not your style.
It just wasn't for me, and I just love, you know, again, just seeing my artistry everywhere. It's just a good feel.
Oh yeah, I'm
And
sure.
then after just, you know, being in the industry so long, now I want to, you know, branch out and do more things. So now I've been doing more speaking at beauty events,
Yeah.
you know, and just so much more. You know, you mentioned that earlier. There's so much more that you can do in your field. You just
Yes.
have to be creative.
Right.
So makeup, you know, during makeup at one point was like a big deal. But now that I've gotten older, I'm not going to be, you know, dragging that makeup kit
Yeah.
everywhere. I want to be able to now speak, and I get paid to speak.
yeah,
now.
be like an
right.
expert.
Yeah, and so there's so many different ways that you can go with it, you know, with anything that you're in.
It's true.
You know, I'm working on my book,
Right.
Because I feel like so many women want to hear my story.
Yes.
It's like keep getting that. I want to hear your story.
Yes.
Oh my God, you rebuild yourself so many
Yeah,
times, and
that's inspiring.
you know,
absolutely.
you've done it in New Orleans, then you did it in Houston, and then from Houston you went back to New Orleans, and from New Orleans I went back to New York, and so.
And so you moved with your
All-
kids. You packed up your family
Everyone.
and just.
Wow.
Well, we were forced for Katrina.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, but then I started all over in Houston and made a name for myself and was able to get on with Jose Hebert.
Oh my God.
You know, the stylist. and
Yeah.
Wow.
That was like an amazing thing, you know, and actually they found me.
Yeah.
You know, they
once
heard
you,
about me.
So once you kind of got with the figure skater, I can't remember her name. I'm
Nancy
sorry.
Kerrigan.
Yeah, Nancy Kerrigan. So that after that, it just kind of just started happening.
I got
like
that
everything
taste
just started.
of that and said,
That's
this is
it.
where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
This
just
is
doors.
what,
you
you
just
know?
kept pitching.
Just kept pitching and putting myself out there, and calls was just coming in.
Coming in, yeah.
It was just coming in.
Okay.
And then for weddings, what happened was at that time there was the mayor. You know, he was getting married. I've worked with him for so long. His wife, and she's still on CBS on the news. Her name is Michelle Miller. I'm not sure if you all ever heard of her.
I haven't.
She comes on in the morning, early in the morning.
See, I'm at work. I
yeah.
miss all these good stuff.
But she's really, you know, popular in the news world, and they hired me to be their makeup artist for the wedding.
Wow.
And she mentioned, I want you to stay with me the entire time. And then the light came on, and it's like, I want to offer that package where I stay with the bride all day.
Yeah.
And make them feel like a star.
Yes.
You know, they don't have to, touch up
They
their
don't have to
lips.
do
They don't
anything.
do anything. I'm
yes,
there.
I'm there.
And that has taken off. like crazy, even still to this day.
Yeah. Wow.
Like women to this day say, I want that package where you stay with me all day. I want to feel like a celebrity.
Absolutely. I've been married, so I know what that package feels like. I wish I had someone there with
somebody
me.
just follow you.
Yes, because it started raining. I don't know if you remember, Rosie. It started raining on my wedding, and I had an outdoor ceremony. So I had no one to touch me up.
See?
And I was like, because my
Now you
makeup
gotta think
artist
about
was
your
my
makeup.
guest.
So you can't ask her.
So she didn't have her kit with her.
No.
So I had no one to kind of like.
Because by the
touch
time
me
I
up.
get there, I got there. The ceremony.
Was almost over. Yeah, because she was doing my makeup, so she didn't have time to
everybody
to get to the ceremony.
But women love that, and
Yeah.
so that started that whole queen package for me. Like I didn't, have that in my mind originally until she started that, and it was like, okay, and so many people book to this day for that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That is amazing.
I would too.
See? So add that to your thing.
There you go.
I'm
taking
trying.
notes.
See, we help each other out.
Yes.
So what's been the highlight of your career? Like, what's one moment that you were like, oh my God, this is the best moment of my life? Like, was there
Oh my
ever?
God, there were so many.
I know there was, but can I get like at least three?
Okay, 3.
3 times. How about that? 3 time best.
The Kardashians.
Oh my
in
God.
2008.
What? You worked with all 3 of the sisters
I
or
worked
the
with
family?
Chris, Chloe, and Kim.
And you have pictures because I've seen it.
I have
I've seen the
pictures.
pictures. I was like,
Yeah, she got her
of my work.
receipts.
I know you do.
This is when she was dating Reggie Bush. at that
Reggie, yes,
time.
I remember.
That's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't even recognize her. She looked
Completely
totally different now. But that was one. My second was speaking at Oprah's event
Oh my
in Atlanta.
goodness.
Wow. And that's Oprah. That's huge.
Correct. And for her to come into the green room and after to say, "Thank you, you did a great job." Like,
How did you
I
keep a straight
cried.
face?
I cried.
How did you?
OMG, I can't.
How did you keep a straight
know.
face? Like, were you professional with her?
I
Were you
was
like,
just-
yo, you're welcome.
Yeah.
No
oh
problem.
yeah. I'll turn on.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta
Real
turn
I'll
it
show
up.
out. I'll show out when you
turn
need
on
me
real
to.
quick, and I was like, well, thank you, you know.
Yep.
And then as soon as she turned around, I walked out the room and
Oh my God.
straight to the bathroom.
And just like, oh my God,
I can't believe this is happening. And
Oh
so all
my
my,
God.
all my coworkers and stuff who
Blessings,
was there, they all
blessings.
came over and was like, oh my God, that was great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They were all taking pictures, and you know how you guys were talking about supporting. Everybody was just taking pictures for me.
Yeah.
Of me on stage so that I can have.
Yes. Oh yeah, because when you're in the moment, I'm sure you can't.
My husband wasn't there with
Yeah.
me, you know, and so, when you have that great energy, so many people want to help.
Yeah, they
and
want
wanna
to be
there.
a part of it because of the happiness.
And everybody
they
was so
want
happy.
to have a taste of that. So
they
saw
saw,
that.
it was like, well, somebody from our group got up there. The next time it could be us. But,
Yeah.
We all support each other. It's all about supporting and helping.
Absolutely, that's how I feel too. That's why I brought up my previous segment about supporting it. Because I feel like I don't see that a lot.
No.
I'm venturing into the
I
black
wanted
world
to
myself.
say a lot. I was like, rubbing that raising my hands, like,
Yeah,
come
We
on,
can talk
me.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So how do you feel about that? Like, what do you think? Have you seen since you've been in the game?
wait, hold
you know?
on. Let her finish the last.
Oh, the third
Oh,
one?
I'm sorry.
third
Oh, that's
one.
right. That's right. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so the third one
I'm
is
just
the
getting
NBA.
excited.
The NBA. And I got that gig in 2010.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
And I've been with them since for All-Star Weekend.
Ah!
And I'm their
That sounds
official
amazing.
makeup artist for All-Star Weekend.
Oh my
Good.
god!
Yeah.
It's major.
That is. Can you bring a plus one?
I'm saying +2.
Like a plus
Why
two?
you leave?
Can we come?
It's a big deal.
Brandy,
and-
you won't even. I won't embarrass you,
won't
girl.
embarrass-
I will be on my best behavior.
Well,
I promise.
I have to put a team together every city that is in. I'm always putting
Do you need
a
bloggers?
team.
Do you need writers?
We need to get you some makeup skills together. But this one,
Have you seen her work? She's
not
good.
yet, but I will.
Yes, check her
I'm
out.
gonna
She's really
check
good.
her out,
I know.
'cause I'm
I
good at
always,
supporting.
I always try to
you.
push her to do. She's
Yes.
she's very talented.
Thank you.
Her makeup looks good.
Thank you.
She looks
She's like, oh, I just put this together really quickly.
Oh, stop! I did.
Look, it's pretty.
Thank you.
So I know you have this glamorous life and this great story, very inspiring. But what has been a challenge for you? Like, what is one moment that
hit you hard?
that you kind of feel like you kind of, I don't want to say hit rock bottom, but what kind of made you
Besides
take a
Katrina?
step back and we're like, I
Yeah,
can't
because
do
I was
this
like,
anymore.
that's what came in my mind.
Yeah.
Katrina, because that was like, the stories of how people go from rags to riches. I felt like I was that girl. I went from riches to rags in an instant. like,
Oh, yeah.
Between that one and then my health, moving up here something triggered, my lupus, and then I end up getting bitten by a tick and got Lyme disease later, and that just completely stopped me from working.
Okay.
I had to take a break and just to get myself together, get my health together, and learn my new lifestyle of living, because it completely changes you.
Oh, yeah.
So I went from this really glam girl and had all this energy and never slept, and I was, looked like I was always on something. My thing was
the hustle, man.
My hustle, yeah. I used to love Red Bulls, and I used to love to do the Frappuccinos from Starbucks.
Oh, I love those.
So that was my true thing, and I was always like this. I never slept. I was never sleeping. Then I went from that to being almost like a 90-year-old woman who couldn't get out of bed.
And just so
When were you
couldn't walk up the steps.
When were you diagnosed?
Well, I got the news in New Orleans about lupus.
Okay.
But I was almost in remission.
Yeah.
But then when we moved here to this area for Hurricane Sandy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't get away from these hurricanes. Oh my God. But that triggered something. And I don't know, it could have just been stress. Me being stressed out that here.
I mean, the hurricane itself can stress you.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very stressful.
Yeah.
And something triggered, and it just didn't stop, and it just went downhill. My whole life just went downhill really quick.
Yeah.
So that was my challenge, but I'm doing better now. It's maintained, and I'm getting back into, my old lifestyle.
Yeah.
Being busy.
Yeah.
And hustling and working hard.
Yes.
And, I just again finished an assignment with CoverGirl, and then before that I was with Jay Wild and with Tashina Arnold.
Oh my God.
Kelly Ripa's trying to do a new TV show, so I was working on that.
That's
Then I was
awesome.
with Bruno Mars.
Oh, Bruno Mars. I love Bruno.
So my life has gotten back on track.
Yeah.
You're like,
my
and
idol
I think
right
now.
people know how hard I've worked and in the industry. And that's one thing too, when you're working in this industry, you want to make sure that you're always doing your best.
Yes.
And you're always professional and you're on time.
I was just saying, you're always respectful. You don't burn bridges.
Don't burn bridges. So for me to get back to where I was, it shows that people really respect me. They respect and they like my artistry. But a lot of the time, it's not about me being the best makeup artist, because I don't look at myself actually as the best makeup artist. I know I'm good, but I don't walk around and say, oh, I'm the best.
Exactly.
But I think it's my personality. It's my energy when I'm on set. It's, I'm not stressed out. I don't complain, and I'm there. They don't have to say, well, where's Brandy? Where's the makeup artist? She's right there.
Yeah.
And I listen to what my clients' needs are. I understand lighting. I understand what we're shooting. Like the makeup has to be totally different from a wedding, from a photo shoot to
TV.
On TV.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't understand that. They just think, oh, you can just throw in a lot of makeup. But so you have to just, know your lane and know what you need to do, and people will continue to call you. Now, I do hate seeing that the industry has changed with how they pay.
Yikes.
But thank God that hasn't really been too major of a problem for me, but I still have to sometimes do that. Let's make a deal.
Yeah.
And I don't like playing that game.
Yeah.
Try to
I never
discredit you.
Right. Because you know your work. You know your work
ethic.
ethic.
Your track record.
And
they know that. And so that's why they don't really fight too much, because they want quality. I find that the industry has changed because people don't know their worth. They just want to get the picture with that
and they
celebrity.
Want the experience,
and that's it.
And that's it. So they know they can just give you guys like, $200 where it used to be $1,500.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know their worth.
No.
And so they take advantage.
Yeah.
It's true.
So they can't really do that with me, but sometimes it's, a little negotiation that goes back and forth before we finally agree.
Yeah. So that's been the really most changing, as you feel, in the game from the beginning to now.
I think that the industry also too, not knocking Instagram makeup artists.
I hear her though. I'm waiting. I hear her.
But not knocking, because not just even Instagram makeup artists, but Instagram photographers and hairstylists, models.
It's not never knocking it.
Designers, they don't really know their worth, unfortunately. And so what happens is the industry can feel like they can just take anybody. And they did that for a while, for a few years. They've been taking whoever they can get for that low price.
Right.
And now they see that the quality is not the same.
Right.
Photographers got a lot of work to do, or whoever, the designers are not liking the clothes, or the stylists, are not bringing in quality clothes like they should on set. So it's getting back because people are getting tired of it.
Yeah,
they're getting tired of seeing.
They're starting to notice.
Yeah, well, you can't always fake it till you make it.
No,
Yeah.
No.
Sometimes you can, but with things like that on set, you really have to have the person who has talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you said that because of your health, you felt like you had to come out of the game for a little bit, and I know you because we worked together at Sephora.
So that's how I ended.
Yeah. So how was that transition for you? And being there, did you feel like this is just not me? Like I cannot be tied to this company? Like how?
You know what? It wasn't the company. Actually, it's actually a great company.
It really is to
It's
work
a
for.
really
Yeah,
great
and you get
company.
free stuff all the time.
Yeah. So hey, you can get almost $1,000 worth of products in a month.
Yeah,
You know.
seriously.
But do you feel like being at Sephora? Well, let's start with the first question, and then I'll go into my next question.
So for me, the doctors, they all kept telling me that I needed to slow down, that I needed to take a break, so that when they can maintain everything. They didn't want me to travel because of clotting on the plane and just me getting sick and being around people. Anything can get me sick. You can have a cold and I can get that cold and your cold's gone tomorrow, but I'm in the hospital.
Yeah, it hits you harder.
It hits me harder and it's hard
Your
for me to
immune
recover.
system is not the
So
same.
they wanted me to slow down. And me being, someone who likes to work, I didn't listen, but I felt like, okay, well, this would be a different version of slowing down. I can go maybe work for Sephora.
Yeah.
I'll be around what I love, which is makeup. And hopefully I can, give some knowledge to the girls there and teach them, what I know. And that'll help me at least kind of still be in the industry. So that's where, how I did Sephora. And then I was just like, you know what? I think I can do this. I think I can go back into the industry. A body, it was giving me a hard time. I mean, you've seen me where I had some really bad, scary days.
Yeah. She'd be in the back, like,
Yeah, you can say it. I would be in the back, like, gagging and throwing up and just weak. Like, I
never saw you, like, throwing up, but I would see you, like, kind of weak and just, like,
it would be bad.
She'd be in the back, kind of, like,
Yeah, I just needed to sit. It would just be really, really bad.
It just hit you out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just hit you.
Yeah.
Like, I just had to get rest and I needed to sleep, and I was still being around a lot of people.
Right.
And actually, when I was with Sephora, I was around so many, like, the customers that was coming in, they were always sick. Somebody was always sick.
Yeah.
Coming in. So I was picking up their germs, so it wasn't really good for me. So I was like, actually can go back into the field and not be around sick people.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would be around less people. So it was just the commuting. Correct. And I know that, talent coming in or model coming in, they're not going to be, sick like that. So it was just getting my body used to commuting again. So that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Because I can go to the city and be fine, but on the way back, it's when it gets me. So when I'm on that train, it's like I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm worn out.
Do you travel alone when you go?
I do.
You do.
But I keep my husband informed, and he'll meet me up sometimes on the track because I can't even get off the train.
Aww.
Like it gets scary.
Yeah.
So and they even know me on the train now.
Well, that's a good thing. You have someone there.
Yeah.
So they look out for me when I'm on the train.
I have a question though.
Okay.
Who is one person that you haven't done makeup on that you wish that you can?
Janet Jackson.
Yeah. Really?
Janet Jackson, J-Lo. But I was around J-Lo.
Were you? You telling me when we were at the brunch? I was like, Brandy, why didn't you call me, girl?
That's mine.
That was
That's
so
mine.
wild. Let me tell you, I was at the salon. I was at Why Don't You Call Me Salon, and I got a call. And when I saw this number come up, I knew that this producer is calling me for work because that's the only time she calls. She only calls me for work. So I picked it up, and she was like, please tell me you're available. And I was like, what do you need? And she was like, I have an assignment for you. She didn't tell me a lot. She said, are you available? So I was like, what I'm going to do? Yes, I'm available. I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do because I'm already at a salon working that day. So I told her I was available. She said, okay, I'll send you all the information. So now she's just texting me everything. So the one name that came up originally was somebody from my childhood days. You're not going to know her because you guys are too young. But her name is Patti Smythe.
Okay.
And she was in a group called Scandal, a music group. And I knew that name. And she was like, they need you for hair and makeup. And we can send a car to pick you up. You know, it's going to be in the Hamptons. And I was like, okay.
Oh, that sounds ordeal.
You know?
The Hamptons.
And then when I love that, you know, so we're now talking money. Like, how much? And then when I threw a number out to her, she didn't
She's
sweat.
like, done.
She was like, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
And we got a hotel
Can't
for
wait.
you, too. Because I don't, you know, I didn't even have to say anything. Like, because she knows me. We work together.
Right.
And she knew it would just be impossible for me to drive back to Connecticut from the Hamptons at that time of night. So on my way there, so now, like, I'm in the car. My phone is still going off with all this information. When I got the sheet that said confidential agreement, I was like, oh, something major is happening. But I didn't know where I was going because they wouldn't give me the address.
Like this whole secret location, secret everything.
Everything was secret. And then I started getting like different names. So then I got like Rashida Jones. And I was like,
way.
okay, I know that name. Like it was like just getting more and more like names are coming up. Yeah, and I was like, okay. And then when I pulled in, they was like, we need to know, is it okay if we pick up Jamie Foxx in your car? Yeah.
You need me to sit in the front? Where you need me to sit?
You can go right next to me.
You need him to sit right here next to me, girl?
And it was like, he has kids with him, and is that okay? And I was like, oh, that's not a problem.
Oh my God.
So then later, they was like, so when they would bring me around, it was like, Justin Timberlake is staying that one right there. Then J-Lo's over here.
Oh my
And I
God.
was like, what? J-Lo's here. You
my
know,
God,
Alicia Keys was there.
Alicia
I love
Keys.
Alicia
Bon
Keys.
Jovi, Lenny Kravitz.
Oh my God.
Like it was major.
Yeah.
And the reason why they couldn't give me the address because it was on
Because
the
of the
property.
celebrity status, I'm sure.
Because of that, and because the property who owns it, his name is Ron Perlman.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an entrepreneur that owns everything. He got his hands involved in everything.
Everything.
Cars, makeup, you name it, restaurants, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's huge. You got to look him up. So we were on his property. This is over 300 and something acres of property. And in his house, it's his own mansion in a mansion. Like,
So it's like
two
little mansions
So it's
everywhere.
like two mansions in one mansion in his house. But then on his property, there's 11 houses.
Oh my
And each
goodness.
house,
Y'all got all
ready.
this. Y'all
Each
follow?
house has a pool.
Oh my goodness.
What?
That's like, who needs a hotel? Like,
So there's 11 houses, and each one of them have their own private pool, and they're not close together. So
Yeah.
like we had to, like you have to be in a cart,
Like
to
a little
drive-
golf cart to get around?
To get around. Really, that's how it was set up.
That sounds amazing.
And when the security for his house, the way it's set up, I'm like, wow, this is major.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
That is
okay.
so amazing.
So that could be my life sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who I'm going to be with.
Oh,
you know?
that's so cool.
You know, one time I did a photo shoot with Reggie Bush, and we were supposed to be filming and shooting in New Orleans. He didn't like, and this is when he was dating Kim. And he didn't, and he didn't like the area, and he was like, well, we'll just get on my jet and we'll just go to Miami and shoot.
Okay.
Honey, I'm going to be in Miami. You know?
Okay.
Like,
We going to Miami? Pack it up.
so why would I want to go work for corporate? You know?
Yeah.
So things
Oh
like
my
that
God.
keep pushing me that, you know, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
And this is why I work hard. And I don't have a set schedule. I don't
Yeah.
have a 9 to 5. I don't know what my life is going to be like. When I wake up, I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know? And I love it, though.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
a
love
rush.
I love your life.
You know?
Shoot.
You know, I one day I was working with a TV personality, Maria Menounos. You guys know who she is?
I've heard the name before,
Yes.
yes.
I think she was on E! News or
Yes,
something like
yes.
that. And after the assignment, she was like, let's go shopping. So we riding around shopping. You know, it's like you just never know.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
my God.
they just got to feel comfortable with you.
Yeah.
You know, and I make people feel comfortable. I don't, you know, get starstruck and I don't ask for pictures.
Right.
You know, a lot of times you can ask for pictures.
Yeah.
I find that the reality people can do that, but celebrity, like real talent, A/B celebrities, don't play that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't
You
like
know,
that.
and I'm okay with that. But some people are like, well, why you don't get pictures?
You can.
I can't. I want to work.
I know.
I got,
You wanna
know,
keep working.
I want to keep working. Correct.
That's right.
So I don't bother them.
That's right.
With that, unless they, unless they say, and Reggie was like that. He was like, if you need anything, do you need pictures with me or me to
Oh, I
write
was just
anything?
gonna ask you, do they ever like offer a
Some
picture?
do. Some do. And it's sad, and I gotta be careful what I say, but some,
love
like
her.
like Reggie the reason why I respect Reggie, and I'm not a sports person at all. Like it doesn't do anything for me unless it's makeup. Like I get excited about makeup people. But what I respected about him after that assignment was that he understood that I needed this for my work, and he didn't make me beg, and he offered. And I find that, how do I want to say this? I'm just going to say it.
That there might be like maybe a little bit arrogant, a little bit.
This is what I find. I find that my Spanish and Black celebrities are not as supportive.
Supportive. Okay.
Of us.
That's what I was just saying when in
I'm going to say it
in our last segment.
Like say it because you know that is the truth.
You know, and it always disappoint me, and that's one of the things that disappoint me, that they don't. You know, they know that we need this. You know,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Stylists, hairstylists, makeup artists, they know we need this for our books to offer. It takes nothing but 1 minute to say, let me get a picture, or let me get on the thing and say, hey, I'm with so and so, whatever. They know how it works.
Oh yeah.
But I find like I get people like Paul Rudd. He's hugging me, picking me up, and taking pictures. You need a picture, you know. Yeah. Brad Pitt. Let me tell you about Brad Pitt.
Is he nice?
I saw that. I was like.
So let me tell you about Brad Pitt. And this is why I have respect for Brad Pitt. After the assignment, you know, the company that hired me, they didn't want me in the picture. And I get it. You know, it was a staff picture. And he saw that I was just standing there by myself. And he was like, I'm going to do a picture with you.
Aw, that's so sweet.
That right there made me have so much
that's
respect.
So sweet. Go, Brad.
Like, he didn't have to do.
He
could have walked off.
He could have just been like, girl,
and
bye.
think about it. If you look at it right now, if you pull up Brad Pitt, you don't see him with regular people. He don't take pictures with regular people. So for me to be one of the 10 maybe that has a picture with Brad Pitt, that shows you what kind of person he was, because he knew I needed that picture for my work.
Yeah.
The Kardashians are like that.
Are they?
People can say what they want about that family. I will. Oh my God.
Well, when Kim dropped her line, she actually hit up like bloggers and
and
like,
she was doing videos.
I mean, they
with
weren't like obviously they weren't like just regular bloggers. They were still big names, but you know,
still,
she didn't go to celebrities. She went
a little closer to us.
Yes, she went to these bloggers that have a lot of followings because that's obviously her target, and she allowed them to do her makeup. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. And I've always heard that about Kim, that she may be a lot of things, but she's very humble. She's very mellow. She's soft-spoken and
They're
sweet.
very professional on set. They call you by name. You're not just a makeup artist. They really research you. So when they hire you, when Chris, that woman is amazing. And I used to joke with her and say, you need to be my manager.
Yeah.
You know, this is before it got really big, before Kylie and Kendall did it. They weren't even thought about doing their thing at that time. But the way she treats you, and she makes sure you get your money. She's very, she's
very professional.
Very professional.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
People, and people give them a hard time over one tape.
Oh yeah.
But let me tell you, if your mom, some people just get mad. Your daughter's out there doing their thing, and you don't know how to pimp your daughters. And, don't get mad at.
Exactly. Don't hate the player.
Don't get mad.
That's right.
That woman took something that was negative and made it a positive, and all of them are done.
They're all eating. They're all eating off of that.
They're going to be eating for
years, generations to generations. Absolutely.
So I respect that because. Again, she took and she did something smarter than those suits. Those suits wanted to dog Kim. They wanted to talk bad about her, but she turned that around and she got an empire.
Yeah. So the whole empire, like you said.
I've always respected them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't give them a hard time. Yeah. They never asked to be celebrities. They just said, watch us on TV,
And we did.
And we do.
Everybody does, till this day.
To this day.
They're on
10 years.
Yeah, they're on like season 1,000. I don't even know what season they're on at this point.
That's all. They never said that we're music artists or that they're,
And that's what people say about Kim too. They're like, oh, you're not even talented. You don't do anything.
But you don't say she was.
She never ever. And she never pretended to be either.
But we stood there.
Yes,
looking.
So I always said support that girl because she's doing something that's major. She actually changed the makeup world.
Yeah,
she changed the game.
She sure did. She did the contouring.
She made all these companies go ahead and run and put some contour
They
out.
Sure did.
When we were at Sephora, we saw how crazy companies was
everybody,
growing.
I want to look like Kim Kardashian. They would come in there with a picture. I want to look like this. I want to look, and it's all Kim Kardashian.
Right, and you probably know this. Yes. They're like everybody. I want to look like Kim Kardashian.
Yep.
So like,
I want clean makeup,
props.
Kim Kardashian.
Give them their props that they deserve.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, she did a tape. you know,
back in 1967.
Whatever. She was with her boyfriend. It wasn't like it was a stranger. It wasn't like she was making money off of this, an escort. She was with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Right.
He leaked it. And she made
it's
money out of it,
but,
and he didn't.
yeah.
Look where he's at.
Yeah,
Exactly.
She's
On
bigger
the
than him.
reality show.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
So, you know, and I like Brandy. Don't get me wrong. We've hung out. You know, I was like, Brandy, let's start a scandal.
I love her.
He laughed.
Oh my goodness.
Let's start a scandal, but you know. I believe in just being supportive, and women helping each other, and you know, looking out for each other. And I just wish that our people, because I'm half black, half Spanish, you know, I want our people to help each other more.
Yeah,
who have that platform to do it. We need to do it more.
I think so too. I agree.
And it upsets me. And my husband said, "Why do you always get upset about that?" He's like, "Because you know how they are." And I was like, "But I feel like that's why I think I want to help more and I want to do more. I have a small platform."
Yeah, and I am sure it makes you feel like, let's say, for example, you take Rosie under your wing, and she's now doing all the fabulous things that you've ever done. You're gonna look at them like, wow, like I helped her. Like that's gonna give you a sense of like gratification.
Correct.
Like that's how I look at it too.
That's how I felt
like
when I was at Sephora.
But even
that's
even
what I
so,
wanted when I was at Sephora.
Even
I wanted
so,
that.
Yeah.
Even so, that's what I want to do one day. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
that's the
in
goal
5
that
years,
I'm trying to accomplish. So that later on, when I am at an age that I'm like, okay, I don't want to, you know,
you're gonna outgrow it eventually. You know, with age, things change. Your goals change. Your mindset changes.
Pass it on because, and especially in our culture, like. I want it to be in our culture, the black community, the Hispanic community, because there's not enough of us.
There's not enough of us.
There isn't.
And the ones that we do have, and this is another thing I've noticed, you know, our culture, we want to hold on to that little position because we want to be the only the it girl.
Yeah.
Men are different.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a man's world.
Yeah.
So that's why they can do that, and they can, you know, they can be boys and they can do whatever. But with us, we hold on to our spot because we're afraid.
Yeah.
We don't want to give it up, and we want to be the only, you know, Spanish or black person that's on television.
Yeah.
But there's so many ways now because it completely has changed that we can do more. So I always believe in helping. You know, and I've helped people who stabbed me in the back. You know, and
same here.
It happens. You know. But it hasn't stopped me from helping other people.
No,
I still want
good
to,
for you.
Pass on my blessings to other people.
Absolutely, good for you. I'm so with that.
Because like I said, it will come back to you 10 times more.
Well, because I feel like what I offer may be different from what you offer.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, my artistry is different from yours.
Absolutely.
And I'm always going to have a group that's going to like what I do and how I work, and they're going to have a group that's going to like what you do.
Yep.
So I've never been that girl who competes.
Neither.
I don't look at other people's pages. That's why I probably haven't looked at your page yet. Because I don't compete. I have never been that. I don't care what the next person is doing. Yeah. I don't worry about what their zeros in their bank accounts.
Exactly.
That's not my bank account.
Exactly.
And I've always been that way. And I think that's the problem, that so many people want to keep up with the Joneses.
Yes.
And so many people.
Oh, girl.
And so many people want the easy way out. They don't want to work hard.
Yeah, that's it too.
I always get these girls calling in saying, can I pick your brain? And I was like, there's a charge for that. So I had to learn to do that. No, because I didn't do that before. I would be there answering emails all night long.
Yeah.
And then I finally started this thing called Beauty Blueprint.
It's so funny because a lot of bloggers are like that too, like the bigger ones. Like I've heard them talk about this like on their podcasts and stuff like that. They're like, you asked me to pick my brain. It's an actual disrespect to me, and I never looked at it like that. He's like, but they're like, it took me 6 years to build my brain, and I've worked hard, and I've read books, and I've done all these things, and you just want to pick my brain in 20 minutes? Like, no. Like it's more than that. It's more than me and you having coffee. It doesn't work that way.
I don't mind giving some tips here and there and telling you what to do.
But you got to also do the work too.
Do the work.
Right.
Absolutely.
I can't go into a restaurant and tell the chef, "Oh, that tastes good." You know, give me a
how
recipe.
to do that? Yeah, exactly. No,
won't even let me get to a chef.
Exactly.
You know, so it's the same thing.
And I didn't look at it that way. I thought they were just being rude. I'm like, dang, I'm just trying to get some information. You know, I'm trying to learn whatever. But I get it now. You know,
so
it's
now
definitely.
So yeah, you can pick my brains. This is what I charge for the hour. Or the 2 hours, that whatever you want to do, and you can ask me all the questions you want. I'm not going to give it to you for free.
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
Good
and
for you. All right, so I think we got to wrap it up. We were way past the hour.
I'm sorry.
We're going into 2 hours.
Maybe I'll come back for part 2.
Yes, you should definitely. Anytime, Brandy. You are more than welcome to come back to the Happy Hour show. Anytime, the doors are always open for you.
And really quick, I just want to say congratulations. You girls, what you were doing is like awesome.
Thank you so much. We talked about it. We were at the brunch.
There are other girls that's listening to you all want to do what you guys are doing. So keep it up. It may be hard. I know you guys all have family, even your engineer. You know, you all have families. But don't stop, guys. Please keep this up because you guys are being role models for the next generation that's coming up, okay?
Thank you so much, Brandy. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. So for our listeners, where can they find you if you don't mind letting us know your social media accounts?
So you can either go and follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which is the exact same. It's BGD. That comes from my name, Brandy Gomez-Duplessis, makeup artist. And then my blog is called Inside the Life of a Makeup Artist, and that's going to be the name of my book.
Okay.
And then I write for a Caribbean Posh magazine, but right now, of course, everything that's happening with the hurricanes, I won't be writing for a while with them. And then I have Beauty Happy Hour, which you can also find for the Connecticut paper.
Nice,
awesome.
nice. Yes, Rosie, we can't compete with that. Let's do our simple accounts.
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, Painted Rose Artistry. And the website is www.paintedrose.com.
And I am at Pam Rosario on Twitter and Instagram. My website is sincerelypamela.com, which is my blog. And that's I don't have a book and I don't have all these other things that I write for, but I will. Let's have faith. So thank you all for listening. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with Brandy today. And I hope that you come back soon and
super humbling.
Shed some more tea on everybody. Like I say, some tea talk. Make sure you guys follow the station at New Villa Radio. Thursday nights we have the We Break Silence show. They're on at 8. Follow E. You don't want to talk? Okay. So don't follow E because he doesn't want to talk. And we will be back next week, same time at 7 p.m. here on New Villa Radio.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you again for listening.
This is New Villa Entertainment.